Desperate for attention. Stop.
All right, and we're starting. Okay. Uh Welcome everyone to our reading of the fabulous film Robin Hood Men in Tights, a fabulous film. And I have a fabulous cast with me here tonight.
No.
We have Mary doing the scene description for us, very important. We have Eric, of course, playing Mr. Robin Hood. We have Chelsea as his partner in crime, Achu, bless
But
you. Sorry. We have Anne playing Maid Marian, of course, and also Rabbi Tuckman, very important role. We have Logan, of course, playing Prince John and Little John, so don't get confused, and Don Giovanni. We've got Angie eventually going to be here as Latrine and Will Scarlet. We've got Nicole playing Blinken and
woo!
Broomhilda. We've got Jared playing a whole bunch of people, including a sneeze, a Chew's father, the abbot, King Richard, and all sorts of fun people.
Hey, chef.
And then I'll be playing the sheriff of Rottingham. So yeah, Mary, whenever you're ready, let's get started.
Robin Hood Men in Tights, screenplay by Mel Brooks, J. David Shapiro, story by Evan Chandler and J. David Shapiro. This is for educational purposes only. Legend. There have been many tellings of the tale of Robin Hood. Not one of them got it right. Here, what you're about to see has been captured entirely on 8mm videotape, which miraculously existed in the 12th century and was recently dug up by an old English sheepdog who was bearing a bone. So now, with the authentic historical evidence in hand, we can at last set the record straight. Behold. Fade in, exterior on top of a ridge, twilight. A dozen archers stand in silhouette. They have flaming arrows loaded in their bows. All at once, they fire right past the camera. Whoosh! The camera swish pans to follow the flight of the speeding arrows. They stick to the thatched roofs, and flames spell out the title Robin Hood, Men in Tights, in a blaze of glory. Another cluster of flaming arrows whooshes by and starts the opening credits. We begin to hear the sounds of consternation as the credits continue. The final credit, directed by Mel Brooks, lands and we pull back to reveal. Exterior, a medieval English village dusk. On fire. Villagers stream out of their houses as a buxom young lass runs by. A bell rings. Clang, clang, clang. And several firemen wearing firemen's hats join several villages at the water wagon and begin filling up buckets with water, creating a bucket brigade.
Hurry, hurry, fill them up. Pass the buckets, douse the flames, douse the flames.
There must be another way to do the credits.
That's right. Why do they have to burn down a whole village?
Go
Go
to
to
hell,
hell,
Hollywood! Fade to black. Fade in. Interior, a magnificent red velvet tapestry. Day. Replete with grand images woven in golden silk, rolls across the screen. To wit, ancient castles on hilltops. Brave knights in armor astride their mighty horses. Banners and pennants flutter in the breeze alongside medieval troops that clash in the fierce combat. As the tapestry continues to roll by, a legend appears. In the year of our Lord, 1125, King Richard went off to lead the Crusades. He took with him the finest young nobles in all the land, including Robin of Locksley, leaving his beloved England in the hands of his younger brother, Prince John. Big mistake. Smash cut with music. Exterior forest day. A black rap group raps. They're dressed in forest attire, green tights, brown suede boots, leather hats with pointed brims popped off with a feather. They all have bows and quivers strapped to their backs.
Oh my gosh.
I'm actually very yo yo yo.
Check it out.
Check
Check it out.
Check it out.
Prince John and the sheriff that was running the show, raising the taxes because they needed the dough. A reign of terror took over the land. They were shaking down the people just to beat the band. I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
Hey, no,
Hey, no, ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
The people were unhappy. Morale was low. They had no place to turn to. There was nowhere to go. They needed a hero, but there was no one. But no one could be found because Robin Hood was out of town. I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
Hey, no,
Hey,
no, no.
Ho, ho,
ho.
He was put into the slammer by his Arab foe, and in a little while he would be no more. I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
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 I said, hey.
Hey, no,
Check it out.
Great all round.
Exterior Jerusalem Day. We see Arabic writing across the screen. It fades into the word Jerusalem. Interior Jerusalem Dungeon Day. The sound of blues being played on a harmonica echoes throughout the prison. Robin of Locksley is being led down the corridor by two Saracen soldiers. Robin is dirty, bloody, and his clothes are in tatters. As they walk past a grating in the floor, a half dozen hands reach up from it. Saracen soldier number 1 pulls out a whip and crack, crack, crack. The hands quickly retreat. Once they are past the grating, the hands come back up, middle finger extended. They get to the fork in the corridor. On the signpost, one reads dungeons, and the other reads dragons. An arrow to dungeons points one way, and an arrow to dragons points the other. We hear roar. Then we see a puff of smoke. The two Saracen soldiers laugh. The dungeon maitre d' walks over to Robin. He wears tails, no shirt, a bow tie, and iron cuffs.
Hello, welcome to the dungeon. I am Falafel Mercedes. Please allow me to show you to your cell.
He escorts Robin down the dungeon's corridor. They walk past an alcove.
This is Abdul. He's our manicurist. He'll be taking care of your nails.
Abdul takes prisoner number 1's hand, clamps a nail clamp on his thumbnail. Robin is pushed on, and we hear a blood-curdling scream. Ah!
He's the best. And this is Omar. He's our chiropractor. He'll be working on your back.
Omar stands next to the rack. Prisoner number 2 is tied to. Omar cranks the rack. Clank, clank, clank. Then we hear a crack.
Ah, you call that an adjustment?
Robin is pushed on.
And this is Baba Ganoush. He'll be raping you on Thursday. Keep it open.
Babganoush is a big, tough-looking Saracen, eating a large leg of lamb dripping with grease. Robin moves away from him and gets to the entrance of the main cell. The dungeon Mater D opens up the doors to the Interior Jerusalem Dungeon Main Cell Day. It is filled with prisoners. They have all long, shaggy beards. The dungeon Mater D stops Robin from entering.
I'm sorry, we can't seat you without the proper attire. Irving!
Irving runs to Robin and puts leg irons, handcuffs, and finally, a fox clip on beard and mustache on Robin. Then he exits.
This is Mukhtar, our head guard. Please, it's better you cooperate with him. He's a tough guy. If you need anything, don't hesitate to scream.
We hear a scream.
We're so busy.
The dungeon Mater D laughs and takes off, snapping his fingers. Irving and the two Saracen soldiers follow. The head Saracen guard and Robin proceed into the cell. Robin takes in his new surroundings. A Saracen brander is branding a prisoner's back. The branded prisoner screams, "Ah!" Then he puts a big Band-Aid on the fresh brand.
Don't shower for 2 weeks.
The prisoner leaves.
Oi, you there. You're next.
Robin is pushed on. An assassin Saracen guard is waiting.
Robin of Locksley, where is your king?
King? King? Which king might that be? King Richard? King Louis? King Kong? Larry King?
Impertinent English dog, you shall talk.
Never.
Loosen his tongue.
The assistant Saracen guard reaches towards the dungeon wall where several barbaric-looking tongs, marked tongue looseners, hang. He grabs a set of tongs and reaches into Robin's mouth. He pulls his tongue way out. We mean way out. Robin
did
shakes
you
his
say?
head. The assistant Saracen guard lets go of Robin's tongue, and like a giant rubber band, it snaps back into his mouth. Robin is taken and placed next to a sneeze. A 50-year-old Moor who is also in chains. He has a noble expression and an air of great dignity. The only bizarre feature about him is his makeup. His face is covered with geometric pattern of white dots.
You are very brave for a not-at-home boy.
Thank you.
I have been in for a while, and I'm in receipt of many interesting tidbits of information regarding this place. Perhaps I can be of service. Do you have any questions?
Well, one does come to mind. Is there any way I can get out before Thursday?
Ah, I see you have met Baba Ganoush. Let me work on that. Any other questions?
Yes, if I'm not getting too personal, what are those dots on your face?
What dots?
Never mind.
Robin is securely locked in place. The head Saracen guard and the assistant Saracen guard lock Robin's leg irons to the same iron bar, holding a sneeze.
Bring him supper with all the trimmings and then cut off his head in the morning.
Wait. If you cut off my head, I shall never be able to tell you where my king and his army are hiding.
The English pig speaks with reason. Leave his head on. Cut off his patella.
Oh, thank God. What's a patella?
It's your dick.
You're right. Oh, head is better.
But the head Saracen guard just sneers and walks back to his original post, bringing his assistant and all the other dungeon guards with him.
Correct. So, what are you in for?
Jaywalking.
Shane?
Yes. King Jay was oppressing my people, so I walked all over his face.
I see.
Robin looks around the cell and sees a large barred window above his head. It looks weak. Robin struggles with the leg iron, but it's of no use. They're attached to the iron bar.
What we need is a great feat of strength.
Feat of strength? Feat of strength? Oh, contraire. Now that you are here with me, what we have is great strength of feet.
I don't follow.
Do as I do.
A sneeze, and then Robin puts their feet against the bar that their chains are fashioned to.
On the count of kick. Kick!
They thrust out their feet. Ow! The iron bar breaks free from the wall, and they are free. The assistant Saracen guard rushes over, so they quickly put their feet back in place as if nothing happened.
What was that noise?
Noise. Noise.
He looks towards a sneeze for help.
The noise you heard was the breaking of this poor man's heart.
What?
Robin shoots a sneeze a look.
He has decided to save his own life by betraying his king.
Yes. Damn my eyes. Go get your superiors before I change my mind.
Ah, by the love of Allah, it's a wonderful thing. It'll mean a big promotion for me. Good news is always rewarded. On the other hand, bad news is severely punished.
The assistant Saracen guard rushes out of the cell.
Now's our chance.
A sneeze removes the loose chains throughout the dungeon as Robin frees all the prisoners. 4 chains get tossed up to the bar window, then catch on the ends of the chain hooking through the bars. Robin and a sneeze guide prisoners as they quickly climb up the chains and kneel on the large ledge. The prisoners push open the iron grating and push towards freedom. Rush towards freedom. Once Robin and a sneeze climb outside, they put the grating back in place before taking off.
I just told them the good news and
He looks around and realizes for the first time that the cell is empty.
I'm in deep shit.
Exterior shoreline somewhere in North Africa day. Robin and Sneeze run up to the top of a sand dune. In the foreground, several Bedouins walk by carrying buckets of water and in their shoulders, coconuts, etc.
It's a very long journey from Africa to England. I hope you're a good swimmer.
Not to worry, I'll make it.
Good. Guide yourself by the North Star. It is the brightest in all the heavens.
Robin looks up in the sky and points.
There it is.
That's the sun. The North Star comes out at night.
Right.
In the background, several camel jockeys ride by. They wear racing silks, protective helmets, and a sports number on the sides of their camels. Robin extends his hand to a sneeze as they shake.
I thank you for all you've done for me. I'm called Robin of Locksley, and I owe you a great debt of gratitude. Who are you?
My name is Sneeze. I am father of Achu.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit is my wife. Achu is my son.
Bless me.
That's my father. Achu is in England. He's an exchange student. He's majoring in stand-up comedy.
A sneeze pulls out his wallet and hands Robin a wallet-sized portrait of a chew.
Stand-up comedy?
Yes, you know. Woof, woof, woof. I'd like you to look after him. He needs much guidance. He's headstrong and cocksure. Or is it the other way around?
Farewell, my faithful friend. Fear not. I shall find the fellow.
Robin looks up to find his key light, which fades up as he begins to speechify, and he takes 2 steps into it.
Say no more. I vow on the sacred word of Locksley. I give you my undying pledge, my solemn oath on my father's honor, on the blood of my heart, the word of my soul, the very center of my being, that nothing shall stand twixt me and my sacred duty to...
Good, good. I got things to do.
Don't worry. I look after Achu.
They shake hands and a sneeze takes off. Robin runs to the shore, jumps into the surf, and starts swimming out to sea. Cut to exterior cliffs of Dover Day. A sign at the top of the cliffs reads, England. It looks a lot like the Hollywood sign. Exterior water below day. Robin is still swimming. Finally, he makes it to shore.
You did.
Robin breathes a sigh of relief. He jumps out of the water and rolls around in the sand, weeping with joy. Then he starts kissing the sandy beach profusely.
Home! Home! England!
More kissing, more kissing. Now he's biting and eating the sand until he starts choking and spitting out gobs of wet sand. Exterior forest day. The rap group finishes its rap.
So stay in his seats and put your popcorn down because Robin's out of jail and he's coming round. And now there's hope and the people can strut because Robin's in the hood gonna kick some butt. I said, hey.
Hey.
I said, hey.
Hey.
I said, hey.
Here we go.
Dissolve to exterior road day. Robin rides down the road on top of an old beat-up horse with bad posture. As he heads around a corner, we see Rent a Wreck branded on the horse's rump. He stops when he sees 6 sheriff guards beating up a young black man while the head sheriff guard watches. Robin pulls out the wallet-sized portrait of a chew given to him by a sneeze. It looks exactly like the comic, but Robin isn't sure, and he studies the portrait and the comic. Finally,
That must be him. Achoo!
all the guards beating up a chew stop and turn to Robin.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Then they go
Oh,
back
my.
to beating up a Chew. Robin puts his wallet away, jumps off his horse, and runs to a Chew's aid. Robin punches out a bad guy who was about to punch a Chew.
Watch my back.
A Chew stops fighting and turns around to watch Robin's back. Robin gets punched in the back by one of the guards.
Your back just got punched.
I know that. Don't be funny.
Hey, man, funny is easier than fighting.
Try both.
A Chew faces off against the guards but seems grossly overmatched.
Are you in trouble?
In a word, yes. Time out. I gotta get pumped up.
He leans down and pumps up his Reebok Pumps athletic shoes.
Time in.
They take on Robin and Chew. The guards form a long line, 3 facing one way and 3 facing the other. But Robin starts at one end and a Chew at the other end, working their way towards each other. They successfully punch out each guard. Pow, pow, pow. And at the end of the line, they suddenly find themselves facing each other. The momentum of their flying fists caused them to almost punch each other out. Just inches away from each other's face, they stop. Their fists in mid-air, and
No.
I can't hit you. I just put you.
they're about to be punched, turned into a high five. The guards jump on their horses and take off as the head sheriff's guard runs towards his horse.
You haven't seen the last of us.
Robin grabs the bow off his horse, quickly loads 6 arrows, and fires them all at once. And the head sheriff's guard gets pinned to the tree by all 6 arrows.
Okay, you've seen the last of us.
Robin turns to a Chew.
Why would those men try to kill you?
I don't know. Could be because I called them a bunch of white, bigoted, no rhythm, hockey playing, redneck, can't jump buttheads.
Could be that.
A Chew grins.
Who are you?
Robin of Locksley. Your father and I shared some time together. He charged me to look after you.
Well, he overcharged you, man, because I'm out of here.
A Chew starts to walk off. Robin jumps on his horse and rides after him.
Look, a sneeze.
A chew.
Chew. If you come back with me to my father's castle, you'll have all the venison you can eat, all the wine you can drink, and all the women who will have you.
Écoutez-moi, cuz I'm a vegetarian. My religion forbids me to drink wine. And do you think I'm going to give up freedom, adventure, and the open road just to get laid? Well, you're right.
With that, a Chew jumps on the back of Robin's horse. Robin laughs and they take off.
What took you so long?
I had to make sure it was you.
Make sure it was me. Me and all the black people in Europe.
Exterior Robin's family castle afternoon. Robin and a Chew stop in front of a magnificent castle. The Locksley family crest, which reads Locksley Hall, adorns the keystone of the archway above a huge castle door.
Well, this is Locksley Castle, home of our family for 7 generations. What do you think?
Suddenly, we hear a whip crack, and the castle begins to move away. For the first time, we notice that the castle is propped up on wheels.
Nice mobile home.
It is being towed away by a team of horses and 2 drivers. The sign across the horse's back, Sherwood Movers. If we break it, too bad. Robin jumps off his horse and he approaches the tax assessor.
Excuse me? Do you mind telling me exactly what's going on here?
Read this.
The tax assessor slaps a scroll in Robin's hand.
What does it say?
Robin opens up the scroll and reads,
Hear ye, hear ye. You and the guests are invited to a party at Prince John's castle tonight to help celebrate his birthday. This invitation is non-transferable.
The tax assessor grabs the scroll out of Robin's hand.
Sorry, wrong scroll.
He hands Robin a 1040 form scroll. Robin opens it and reads,
For failure to pay back taxes, all the lands, castle, or properties of the family Locksley shall be taken in lieu of payment. Signed by Prince John's royal accountant, HMR Blockhead.
Robin turns to the tax assessor.
How'd you like that? Lucky to have made it back from the Crusades alive, and now this? Well, this is a sham. I vowed a sacred word of Locksley that I will restore my castle to its rightful place. I vow that from this day forward, all the wrongs that have been perpetrated against the people of this land by Prince John shall be righted. I vow.
Yeah. You vow, we move. Take her away, boys.
The tax assessor exits. As the castle pulls out of frame, we see wide load written across the back. The empty lot is not so empty. Several items are affixed to the ground, including a toilet. Sitting on the toilet, completely unaware that the castle has been towed away, is Blinken. He is in his 40s. He wears a little dark round sunglasses. Blinken is reading Ye Old Playboy, the Braille version. He turns the magazine sideways and the centerfold drops down. He is very carefully runs his fingers across the page. Then,
I like Ye Old Octobers better.
Blinken?
Who's a weird dude?
That's Blinken, our family's loyal blind servant. Blinken!
Master Robin,
Yes,
is that you?
yes,
Back from the Crusades?
yes,
And alive?
yes.
Blinken pulls up his pants, goes to open the door, and falls on his face.
I'm sure there was a door there.
Robin and Chew exchange a look. Blinken gets up, runs over, and hugs a statue of Venus de Milo, which is also affixed to the ground. He wraps his arms around the statue and...
Oh, Master Robin, how terrible. You lost your arms in battle, but you grew nice boobs.
Blinken, I'm over here.
Oh,
Blinken rushes to Robin.
we thought you were MIA.
No POW.
Those SOBs.
Blinken, they've taken the castle.
Thought I felt a bit drafty. Never would have thought it happened if your father was alive.
He's dead?
Yes,
My mother?
died of pneumonia whilst you were away.
My brothers?
All killed by the plague.
My dog Pongo?
Run over by a carriage.
My goldfish Goldie?
Eaten by the cat.
My cat?
Choked on the goldfish.
A beat. Then Blinken wraps his arms around Robin.
Good to be home, ain't it, Master Robin?
Blinken hugs Robin. A sharp object inside Blinken's shirt jabs Robin in the chest. Blinken indicates a strange-looking locket that hangs around his neck.
Oh, your father wanted me to give this to you. It's the key to the greatest treasure in all the land. May I keep it?
I think I should honor my father's wishes.
Robin takes the locket and places it around his neck when suddenly thunder shakes the ground. It's in the distant sound of galloping horses. Laddie, a 9-year-old boy, runs for his life. He runs exactly like the character in Home Alone, hands waving up in the air, screaming towards the camera.
Help me! Help me! Save me! Save me!
Robin takes the boy to a side. 6 guards on horseback come galloping over the distant knolls. They're humming a bold tune. They stop in front of Robin. The lead horseman is the Sheriff of Rottingham. Rottingham is wearing all black. He points to Laddie and...
Over that boy, hand. Hand over that boy.
Who are you?
I am the Sheriff of Rottingham.
So that's what I was smelling.
And what has the boy done?
He was poaching in the king's forest. He dared to kill a king's dare.
Rottingham holds up his hand. Then...
Dared to kill a king's deer.
This is an offense?
One punishable by death. Where have you been?
Fighting with King Richard in the Crusades. My father didn't get me into the National Guard.
How dare you speak to me in that fashion? Who are you?
I'm Robin of Locksley.
I've heard of you. They say you're pretty good with a sword. Let's find out.
With that, Rottingham unsheathes his sword, raises it above his head, and prepares to bring it down on Robin. But before he can, Robin whips out his sword and cuts Rottingham's saddle cinch. The saddle flips around, with Rottingham still sitting on it. Rottingham is now hanging upside down underneath the horse. Rottingham lifts the skirt of his uniform away from his face.
I was angry at you before, Locksley, but now I am really pissed off.
Achu, noticing Rottingham's proximity to the horse's privates.
Pissed off? If I was that close to a horse's wiener, I'd be more worried about getting pissed on.
Robin, Blinken, and Laddie laugh.
This wasn't a very smart thing for you to have done, Locksley. I'll pay for this.
Rottingham stops himself and
You'll pay for this. Kill them.
his guards start to unsheathe their swords when Robin places the tip of his sword on Rottingham's neck.
Wait, I changed my mind.
Then, till we meet again,
Robin draws his sword back. And
have a safe journey, my good sheriff.
Robin smacks the horse's rump. With the flat end of the blade, the horse takes off with Rottingham dangling underneath, bouncing up and down. His guards follow, humming their bold tune.
Stop the fanfare, you schmucks.
Robin and Achu, Blinken and Laddie laugh at Rottingham's ungainly departure.
Thank you for saving my life, my lord. I will tell all that I see that there is a man in England who is not afraid to stand up to Rottingham and his men.
Robin's key light once again fades up and he steps into it.
Yes, tell them that. And also tell them that I vow to put an end to injustice, right the wrongs and the oppression, recapture the throne, end the tyranny, introduce folk dancing, demand a 4-day work week, create a new...
Yes, good. It's getting dark and I have to go home alone now.
Right.
And with that, Laddie runs off, taking exactly like he did before, hands waving up in the air, screaming towards camera. Robin gets on the horse, followed by Achu and Blinken, but Blinken is facing the wrong way. Blinken takes hold of the horse's tail and...
What a short, hairy head. And it goes backwards.
Blinken makes a beeping sound like a construction truck.
Beep, beep, beep. Watch out, coming back.
They ride off. Exterior Maid Marian's balcony day. As music interlude Marian begins, we move into Maid Marian's balcony towards stained glass windows. Interior Maid Marian's bedroom day, we see a camera lens break a hole in the stained glass window. Maid Marian's bedroom is decorated with all the accoutrements of 12th century wealth. Marian is taking a bath. She is a stunning woman. She is brushing her beautiful red hair. Marian continues to sing her song Marian as the camera pushes in. Broomhild.
Where
I didn't know when you were going to sing it. Do you want to do it now? Go for it. Sing away.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. Where is the one that I love most of all? When will I hear him call? Marianne, Marianne, he is the one who can make my life whole, joyful forever. Waited so patiently for our true love. When will he come for me? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, where is the man who carries the key? When will he be with his Marianne? Marianne, I cannot wait till he sets my heart free. Oh, when will I know him? When will I see him? When will Hear you say, Marianne, my love.
Broomhilda, Marian's servant, walks over to her with a towel and a robe. Broomhilda is a big, powerful woman with a short hair. A broom is slung over her shoulder by a leather cord and never leaves her. She speaks with a thick German accent.
Hurry up, man lady. You better get out of the tub before that thing begins to rust.
All right, Brunhilde.
Marian stands up and we see Dat Tang. Marian is wearing a metal belt around her waist and butt. Written across it, much like a weightlifting belt, are the words Everlast Chastity Belt. In the front of the belt, near her navel, is a sturdy iron lock holding it together. Broomhilda finishes twirling Marian off and places the robe around her. She walks her over to the window and stares out. A happy bluebird flies in through the window on top of Marian's outstretched hand.
Look, happy little bluebird. It means I must make a wish. Oh, I hope against hope, wish against wish, that the heavens bring me a kind, wonderful, gentle man who possesses the key to my
Marian's eyes shift down between her legs, then back up.
heart.
The happy bluebird tweets and flies away.
Goodbye, my little friend.
But what if he doesn't show?
Then we'll have to get a hacksaw.
Broomhilda walks over to Marian and takes a hold of her hand.
That happy little bluebird left some happy little doo-doo on your hand.
Marian sticks out her hand and Broomhilda brushes it off. Interior castle, the great hall day. Prince John is sitting on his throne, actually Richard's throne. He holds a goblet of wine. Prince John is sinister, handsome, and always nervous. He chats up a gorgeous lady.
So tell me, gorgeous, what are you doing Saturday afternoon?
Oh, Prince John, did you forget? I told you that on Saturday afternoon I'm getting married.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. What about Saturday night?
Oh, Your Highness, you are such a fresh prince.
Rottingham briskly enters the room.
Prince John, I must speak with you. I have news.
Now, what sort of news do you have? It's not bad news, is it? You know I can't take bad news. The day started out good. I had a good sleep, I had a good BM. Everything has been going good. I don't want to hear any bad news. Now, what type of news is it?
Well, it isn't good news.
How good isn't it? Not very good or not good at all?
Well, it's bad.
I knew it. I knew it was bad news. The one thing I don't want to hear is bad news. Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
Okay, here goes.
Rottingham clears his throat, then
I just ran into Robert of Locksley. He's back from the Crusades. He humiliated me and my men. And rumor has it that he intends to recapture the throne, end the tyranny, introduce folk dancing, and demand a 4-day work week. We're in a lot of trouble.
What, are you crazy? Why are you laughing? This is terrible news.
I was trying to soften the blow.
Well, you blew it.
It's a knotty problem, sire, not easily solved.
Yes, you're right. What to do.
Prince John thinks.
I've got it! Latrine!
Rottingham flips open the seat of the throne, revealing what a toilet seat lies underneath.
Number 1 and number 2, sire.
No, not that latrine, you idiot. The ugly creature in the tower who predicts my future.
Oh, yes, that latrine. Oh, she's ugly. What shall I do?
Go and get everything ready for my big party tonight. What are you wearing, black? Okay, I'll be in red.
Yes, sire.
Rottingham exits. Prince John exits up the stairs. Interior latrine's tower room day. Latrine is bent down to the ground, spreading oil in a skillet that sits on top of a fire pit. She is a bizarre-looking witch-like creature. Prince John bursts into the room.
Latrine, there's a new threat to my power. What can you tell me about Robin of Locksley?
Let me see.
She puts different items into the skillet.
Raven's egg, blood of a hen, eyeballs of a lizard, testicles of a newt. I guess he's transsexual now.
Prince John makes a face. Latrine sprinkles something on top.
What's that?
Parsley. I don't make a move without parsley.
As she stirs the sizzling ingredients, she stares into the skillet.
Robin of Locksley is handsome and brave. He seeks to regain his family's honor. The son of a bitch could be trouble.
Are you certain?
Certain? If you want certain, hire yourself a witch. I'm just your cook. Here.
Latrine takes the skillet from the fire, flips it over, and drops an omelet on the plate. She slides the plate to Prince John.
Witches scare me. They're even uglier than you.
I'll have you know that I'm considered quite a beauty in my home province.
Where's that?
Jersey. All the latrines come from Jersey.
Prince John picks up a piece of the omelet with his fork, looks at it, and puts it down.
Such an unusual name. Latrine. How'd your family come by it?
We changed it in the 9th century.
You mean you changed it to latrine?
Yeah, it used to be shithouse.
It's a good change. So what about this Robin fellow? How can I stop him?
Maybe I can devise a magic potion that would make him unable to perform the slightest task. One that would make him impotent.
Impotent?
No, not imprudent. Impotent. Unable to get it up.
She wiggles her finger.
Brilliant! That would embarrass him and destroy him.
But in return, you must help me.
What, are you kidding me? Of course. Name it, anything you want.
Put in a good word for me with the Sheriff of Rottingham. I've got the hots for him.
Latrine uncovers a life-sized cardboard cutout of Rottingham. It is smothered with lipstick kisses. She kisses it once again.
I'm amazed at the effrontery.
Latrine cups her breasts and pushes them up.
Thank you. The back ain't so bad either.
I mean, your nerve to think a handsome blade like the Sheriff of Rottingham would ever want you. I mean, look at your nose.
Well, if you're gonna puncture my dreams, forget my promise to help you.
She turns away, pouting and brooding.
No, wait. Maybe if we get Rottingham drunk.
Latrine turns back towards the Prince John. He takes a good long look at her face.
Very drunk. You might do it.
Good.
Close up at the cardboard cutout of Rottingham, the face suddenly seems to be scared shitless.
Care for a bowl of delicious chicken soup before you leave?
Oh, yes, I'd love one. I'm famished.
Latrine pulls out a feathered chicken that's attached to a string like a tea bag. She dunks the chicken into the cauldron of steaming water. It screams, "Ah! Ah!" Prince John makes a sour face.
That's disgusting. Could have at least plucked it.
And with that, he exits.
Plucked it? Plucked it? Pluck you.
As she tastes her chicken soup, we dissolve to exterior Sherwood Forest day. Through the trees, camera tracks Robin, Achu, and Blinken as they ride into the Sherwood Forest. The music tells us that we're in a strange and foreboding place, dreary, gloomy, and spooky. The camera continues to track with them as they ride deeper and deeper into the forest. Trees drift by in the foreground. Suddenly, we hear an oof as our picture goes slightly askew. Obviously, the camera has run into a tree. We hear off stage.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Camera resumes its tracking shot.
They say Sherwood Forest is haunted.
Are you afraid?
Hey, home flavor, I have you know I'm afraid of nothing.
They hear the eerie, scary hoot of an owl.
Except that. I'm a little afraid of that.
They come upon a stuffed owl.
It's nothing but an owl.
The owl's head suddenly spins around several times.
Reminds me of that little girl from The Exorcist.
Robin, Achu, and Blinken continue on until they come to a small stream about 4 feet wide. They dismount and come to a tiny bridge, 5 feet long with 6 feet wide, which is over the stream.
I'll go make sure it's safe.
Even though he could literally step over the water, Robin takes the bridge. As he starts crossing it, Little John steps out from behind a tree and blocks Robin's path. He's a big, powerful man with a full beard and a mustache. He towers over Robin.
I say, would you mind getting out of my way?
I say, not until you pay the toll.
Robin uses all, and I mean all, his strength to try and push Little John out of the way. He doesn't budge.
What toll?
The toll you must pay for crossing my bridge.
I'm not paying any toll. This bridge is on my family's land. Well, it used to be my family's land.
Ah, then you must be Robin of Locksley.
Yes. And who might you be?
I'm called Little John. Don't let my name fool you. In real life, I'm actually very big.
I'll take your word for it. You are the Brute Squad. Now let me by.
I'm sorry, but a toll is a toll and a roll is a roll. And if we don't get no tolls, we don't eat no rolls. Write that up.
Then I'm afraid I'm going to have to hurt you.
My pleasure. Will?
Will steps out into the clearing. He is a cool young man, at least he thinks he is, and is in his late 20s. He has 2 daggers which hang like 6-shooters from his holsters. He grabs 2 staffs, tosses one staff to Robin and the other one to Little John. Robin and Little John circle each other on the bridge. As they do, Achu crosses the stream by easily stepping over it. He goes back and forth a couple times to show Robin.
Hey, Rob. Hey, man. We don't really have to use the bridge. It's not critical. You know what I mean? Look. See?
Robin turns to Achu and...
Nay. My honor has been challenged.
Achu shakes his head. Robin and Little John slap stabs. Slap, slap, slap. These 2 are experts, and neither gives an inch.
Thank you, Robin. You saved my life. I'm in your debt.
Think something of it. Let me introduce you to my friends. This is Blinken and Achu.
Bless you.
Nah, man, that's my name.
Little John motions to Will.
This is my good friend, Will Scarlet.
Scarlet's my middle name. My full name's Will Scarlet. Will Scarlet O'Hara. We're from Georgia.
He's deadly with his daggers.
Really? How about the demonstration?
Gladly. Fire an arrow straight at my heart.
Are you serious?
Absoluto.
As Robin loads an arrow into the bow,
Okay. Goodbye.
he fires at Will, tracking the shot of the arrow, heading right towards Will's heart. In a lightning blur, Will whips out his daggers and slices the arrow to bits. The arrow falls to pieces at Will's feet. Achu is very impressed.
What part of Georgia are you from? South Central?
Will spins the daggers around like 6 guns, coolly leans up against the tree, then blows the smoke off the tip of the daggers. He sticks them back into their holsters. Unfortunately, he misses the holsters and slices off his belt. His pants fall down, and he quickly pulls them up.
I haven't gotten that far down yet.
Suppose he'll do.
Little John puts his hand on Robin's shoulder.
Look, I'm sorry about the toll thing, Robin. Prince John has taken our homes and everything we own. We have nothing left.
Not to worry, Little John. Even as we speak, I'm forming a plan to make trouble for our good friends Prince John and Rottingham. Tonight, I will crash their party and serve warning that there are those who will fight to free England from their tyranny.
Good. We'll join you.
Hooray!
Hooray! No, I won't risk the lives of others. One man can get in and out more easily than half a dozen.
But Robin, it's too dangerous for you to go alone.
Danger is my middle name.
Everyone gives Robin a look of disbelief.
No, I mean it. I'm not kidding. See? Look at my ID.
Robin flips open his wallet. Inside of his SAG Sherwood Actors Guild card, it says Robin Danger Loxley underneath a close-up picture of Robin. All the guys are amazed.
Yo, man, that really is his middle name. My father believed in that kind of thing.
Really? What's your middle name?
Nah, we don't have that much time.
No, really, I'd like to know.
Well, okay. Hakeem Olajuwon, Jamal Wilkes, Majik Salid Khalid, Reeves, Muhammad Ali, Manu, Bol, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. X.
Well, okay then, I'm off. Fare thee well. I'll see you upon my return. Taddy-o!
Robin jumps on his horse, but doesn't quite make it and hits his privates on the horse's rear end. He slides off the horse in obvious pain.
Man, white man can't jump.
Robin mounts his horse and rides away.
We better go with him. Anybody know the way to Prince John's castle?
I know a shortcut. It's this way.
They exit frame, beat, then they come back into frame.
Sorry, it's the other way.
Little John accidentally bumps into a tree.
I'm sorry.
The tree falls over. They head towards two horses tethered to a tree, dissolve to interior castle, the Great Hall Night. Paintings and tapestries hang on the massive stone walls. Huge, elegant chandeliers, replete with dozens of candles, hang from the high ceilings. The plates and the utensils are made of pewter and gold. The goblets are encrusted with jewels. Tables are filled with lavish amounts of food. Servants scurry about offering trays of hors d'oeuvres, others carrying large haunches of beef and whole pigs hanging from wooden poles. Jugglers and entertainers walk about the great hall. At the main table sit Prince John and Rottingham. A mime is entertaining them in a typical mime fashion, boring them to death. Finally, Rottingham can take no more, speaking to one of the soldiers flanking the table.
Kill him.
The mime cringes in horror.
Wait. A mime is a terrible thing to waste.
There's an offstage commotion. Suddenly, a buzz fills the room. Prince John and the Sheriff of Rottingham look to the source of the commotion. Camera moves to the two-shot, a single on Rottingham. He is obviously smitten by what he sees. Marion enters the great hall from the stairway. She is breathtaking. Her breasts bulge from her tight and revealing evening gown. Everyone in the room stops and stares at her. You could hear a pin drop. As Marion heads over to the main table, every man she passes literally falls in love with her. She obviously enjoys this attention. Marion arrives at the main table. Rottingham stands.
Maid Marian.
Prince John takes her hand and kisses it. Then he leads her over to Rottingham.
Here, I saved you a seat next to our good sheriff.
Thank you, Your Highness. You shouldn't have bothered.
Rottingham takes her hand and kisses it, his eyes barely leaving her breasts.
You look ravishing, my dear.
He starts going up her arm as he kisses it. She doesn't like it, or him, very much.
Please, Sheriff, you're giving me a hickey.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. You're so beautiful, you make me feel like a foolish boy.
Well, grow up.
She takes her seat. Rottingham sits next to her.
Prince John has spared no expense for tonight's party. We have exotic foods from across the sea. Bananas, coconuts, and dates. Care for a date?
Yes, thank you.
How about next Thursday? Only kidding. Here you go.
Rottingham hands her a dish filled with dates as she takes a bite.
Be careful, they have big tits. Bits.
Rottingham tries to cover up his slip with a laugh. The massive doors of the great hall are kicked open by Robin, a wild pig slung over his shoulders. Everything comes to a stop. The place falls silent.
That's him. That's Loxley.
As Robin approaches the table, Marion studies him. She likes what she sees.
Greetings, Your Highness. Present for you and your guests.
Robin heaves the wild pig down on the table.
That's a boar.
No. That's a pig. That's a boar.
Continued. There's a rattle of swords around Prince John, but Prince John holds up his arms, stopping them.
Very amusing. So you are Robin of Locksley?
So sorry, Robin of Locksley. I've heard much about you.
His eyes meet Marian's. They stay fixed upon her.
And you are?
She's about to speak, but her dazed state, she forgets her name. Broomhilda, who sits nearby, leans over to Marian and whispers in her ear.
Maid Marian.
Oh, Maid Marian.
Robin gently takes her hand.
The rumors of your beauty have travelled far and wide. Yet I see they hardly do you justice.
As Robin kisses Marian's hand, Prince John turns to Rottingham, who has been boiling with jealousy at Robin's attention to Marian.
He's a smoothie. Definitely a smoothie.
Rottingham jumps up and
Enough!
Robin releases Marian's hand as Rottingham leans into his face. He is so filled with rage at what's happening between Robin and Marian, his brain completely malfunctions.
King illegal forest 2 pig wild kill in it is.
Rottingham holds up his hands, does a timeout signal, and gains control of himself. He starts over.
You know it is illegal to kill a wild pig in the king's forest.
It is also illegal to sit on the king's throne and usurp his power in his absence.
The entire assembly literally gasps.
Careful, Robin. You go too far.
I've only just begun. I've come to warn you that if you do not stop levying these evil taxes, I will lead the good people of England in a revolt against you.
And what makes you think they would follow you, Robin of Locksley? Why should the people listen to you?
Because, unlike several Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Prince John turns to Rottingham.
Tell you the truth, this guy's beginning to bug me.
Fear not, sire. I shall dispose of him once and for all.
Rottingham looks at Marian, sticks out his chest, and struts over to Robin. He moves his gloves and slaps Robin across the face.
I challenge you to a duel.
Robin, not having a glove of his own, removes a heavy metal gauntlet from a nearby table and...
I accept.
Fling! Robin slaps Rottingham across the face with it. Rottingham goes flying backwards, flips over a table, and lands upon the wall.
Cost you 2 going that? That's going to cost you.
What's on my bill?
So, we've come down to it, Locksley. A fight to the death. Mano a mano, man to man, just you and me and my guards!
10 of Rottingham's guards go after Robin. Robin looks up and sees a large chandelier, which the guards are heading directly underneath.
Perfect.
Robin slices the rope in half, but instead of the large chandelier falling to the ground, a small metal chandelier crashes down on Robin's head. It stays on him like a pair of shoulder pads.
Rope.
He removes the chandelier.
Oh, it's gonna leave a bump.
Rottingham's guards laugh at Robin's misfortune, but they stop laughing when Little John crashes open the doors to the Great Hall, sending the 2 guards standing there flying. Blinken, Will, and Achu follow Little John through the doors.
Shortcut.
Little John looks sheepish as they all rush to Robin's aid. Robin is surprised to see them.
Didn't I tell you not to come?
Yeah, ain't you glad we didn't listen?
Achu turns to Prince John and Rottingham and unsheathes his sword.
Okay, fools, chill or be chilled.
Prince John, now worried, runs for cover, shouting,
Save me, hurt them, hurt them!
He jumps on a chair in the corner of the Great Hall, surrounding himself with a retinue of courtiers and soldiers. As Rottingham's guards and Prince John's soldiers unsheathe their swords and charge Robin and his men. The fight is on. Robin and Achu, Will, and even Blinken begins sword fighting on the oncoming enemies. Little John uses his quarterstaff. Little John punches out soldiers and guards left and right. Pow, pow, pow. An alert soldier grabs a knight's helmet, quickly puts it on, and flips down the faceplate as Little John fist slams right into the helmet. The alert soldier lifts up the faceplate and smiles. Then, one by one, he spits out all of his cracked and broken teeth. Four of the Prince John archers load their bows and fire at Robin, and Robin dives out of the way of the incoming arrows and ends up sliding underneath the same table Marion is hiding under. 4 arrows hit the top of the table. Robin, for the moment, forgets about the fight and is thrilled to see Marion there.
Maid Marian, do you believe in love at first sight?
Well, it all depends on what you're looking at.
She looks him up and down.
Yes, yes, yes!
Good.
They move in to kiss when suddenly Robin sees the sheriff's guards charging him and overturns the table. 3 guards start attacking Robin as he fights them off.
To be continued.
Marion is about to go after him when Broomhilda grabs her.
Oh, there you are, my little darling. I'm so glad I found you. Come on, the party's getting rough.
As she drags Marion towards safety.
Oh, Brunhilde, he's gone. I finally found Mr. Right.
Well, we can only hope Mr. Right doesn't become Mr. Dead.
Another section of the Great Hall by a pillar. Blinken is fighting a pillar. The pillar seems to be getting the better of him. Another section of the Great Hall. A Chew ducks as a soldier unleashes a mighty swipe to him and his head. The soldier's sword strikes a stone pillar, creating a shower of sparks just beside a painting of the Mona Lisa. But it isn't the actual painting. It's a woman who looks exactly like the Mona Lisa, frame and all, as she runs away.
Well, I'm out of here.
Another section of the Great Hall. A soldier charges Will with a spear. Will steps aside and Benhana-style chops the spear to bits. Benihana. Bad. On the staircase, 3 soldiers back Robin up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, he defeats them and spots his men being driven towards the doors of the Great Hall by guards and soldiers. In front of the Great Halls, Robin's men are heading towards the doors. Rottingham jumps up and shouts,
Don't let them get away. Barricade the doors. Surround the Great Hall. Surround the Great Hall.
6 of the Prince John's soldiers struggle to slide the heavy wooden bar across the door, sealing it shut, as dozens and dozens of soldiers dressed in suits of armor, one behind the other, rush into the Great Hall. They ring in a cordon of steel. A Chew seeing the advancing soldiers.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble in tin cans.
The top of the stairs, Robin sees his men cornered by soldiers with lances. He spots a rope tied to the railing. Prince John, seeing Robin's men trapped.
We have them. We have them. There's no trouble here.
The top of the stairs, Robin's point of view, he sees a perfect domino set up. The top of the stairs, Robin cuts the rope, grabs the end of it, and swings all across the Great Hall. Prince John, as he watches Robin fly across the Great Hall.
Trouble!
Robin swings right into the back of a guard who falls forward against the back of a man in armor in front of him, creating the largest living domino show in history. The domino effect continues around the Great Hall. Crash, crash, crash. As it makes its way up the stairs, a man falls backwards and disappears into the corridor. We can't see anything, but we can hear the muffled crashes off stage when another at the end of the stairs, the man in armor standing behind the corridor's exit, is crashed into. He pitches backward and continues the living, falling dominoes. The domino effect winds its way around the Great Hall until finally the last man in armor goes down, crashing at Robin's feet.
I hired knights in armor, and what do I get? Dominoes.
Robin steps over the fallen men in armor and joins a Chew, Blinken, Little John, and Will at the barred door. Robin, a Chew, and Will try to lift the heavy wooden bar across the door, but it's of no use.
Please, allow me.
Like an Olympic weightlifter, Little John leans his back against the door, bends his knees, and lifts the bar by using his shoulders as he throws it to the group of Prince John's soldiers.
Hey, hold this.
Instinctively, the soldiers reach out their hands and take hold of the bar. The weight is way too much, and they sink to the ground. Little John opens the door and...
Please, gentlemen, after you.
Two. How'd we do?
1.
Great. That means we're still alive.
Before Robin leaves, he blows Marion a kiss. Marion puckers her lips about to catch the kiss when suddenly Broomhilda thrusts out her hand and catches the kiss in midair.
No. We saved this for later.
Robin exits. Rottingham rushes to the door, yelling.
This
This
isn't
isn't
over,
over,
Loxley.
Loxley. Oh, sorry.
Do you hear me? This isn't over.
Suddenly, Rottingham gets pinned to the door by 6 arrows.
How does he do that?
Dissolve to exterior Sherwood Forest night. Robin, Achu, Blinken, Little John, and Will walk into Sherwood Forest.
I sent word throughout England that each village should send the very best men they have. These are them. They are the creme de la creme.
Waiting for them are 24 villagers. Robin looks over the scraggly lot.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Robin steps up into the makeshift platform marked soapbox and spreads his arms.
People who have come from villages near and far, lend me your ears.
A bunch of ears get tossed in front of Robin.
That's disgusting.
Robin finds his key light and takes 2 steps into it.
Listen up. Men the likes of Prince John and Rottingham must be stopped. Stopped from taxing us into poverty. Stopped from taking what is rightfully ours. If we stand up to him all together, as one, we can win the day. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall defend our isle, whatever the cost may be. We shall never surrender. Then they will say to us, never have so many owed so much to so few. Then we will finally bring the chicken's neck. Some chicken, some neck.
During the above speech, Robin's men and the villagers have fallen asleep. Robin stops speechifying because he hears snoring. The Three Stooges, and realizes for the first time that everyone is asleep. Achu steps up to Robin.
Hey man, tough room. Let me try, okay? People of Sherwood, you've been had, run amok, hoodwinked, bamboozled. We didn't land on Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest landed on us. I think we should take our money back from Prince John by any means necessary.
Everyone wakes up cheering.
Yay!
There you go. They're warmed up.
Now that you're awake, I say we fight back.
Fight Prince John and Rottingham? How?
First, we put hidden camp in Sherwood Forest. Then my men and I will teach you to fight. Then we will give Prince John a taste of his own medicine. We shall take back the taxes he wrongfully took and return the money to its rightful owners. You, Naval Paul.
The crowd cheers. A man steps forward.
Wait a minute. We shouldn't give it all back. We should keep 10% for expenses.
William of Norris is right.
No, William of Norris has no sense of right or wrong. He has no soul, he has no heart, he's an agent. We shall return all the money to the people.
Robin thrusts his sword into the air. The people all around ad-lib. Yeah, that's right. Bloody agents, etc.
Are you with me? Yay or nay?
Everyone is about to answer, but they stop.
Which one means yes?
Yay.
Yay!
Exterior Sherwood Forest day. In a dense area of the forest, an arrow-shaped sign reads, Robin's Hideout. As Robin rides past, a dim-witted merry man is finishing painting the letter T on the word hide out on a sign.
What are you doing, you fool? It's supposed to be a secret.
Camera stays with Robin as he leaves, shaking his head. And we come back to see the dim-witted merry man with a carrot and a half the word secret on the sign. He finishes painting the word secret. Exterior Robin's hideout, Sherwood Forest Day. We see a line of merry men in front of a table laden with a folded merryman uniforms, feather caps, jerkins, quivers, bodkins, and boots. The last stack is a group of large eggs.
Get your feathered caps, jerkins, quivers, bodkins, boots, and pantyhose.
A merryman opens his eggs and pulls out the green pantyhose inside. Robin stands before the merrymen.
Men, go put on your uniforms and prepare for the training montage.
Music begins for training montage. Exterior Robin's hideout, Sherwood Forest Day. Robin stands before a group of merrymen. They are practicing archery to demonstrate how it's done. Robin loads his arrow into his bow and fires. He hits the bullseye. Then he signals for the merrymen to fire. Pan down the line of archers. Incompetent merryman number 1 inserts his arrow, pulls back, and immediately breaks the cord of his bow. Twang! Incompetent merryman number 2 pulls back too quickly and smacks himself in the eye with his fist. Pow! So it goes all the way down the line. Twang, thwack, pow, thump, crunch, ping, splat, etc., etc. The last incompetent merryman fires, but he lets go of the bow and not the arrow, so the arrow flies backwards. Robin frustration is building. The merrymen are hidden in a tree. As Will drives a cart past the tree, Little John yells at the merrymen.
As soon as you land in the car, disable the driver. Okay, Will?
The merrymen jump out of the tree and completely miss the cart.
That was closer.
Exterior Robin's hideout, Sherwood Forest Day. Robin stands on a platform off to the side. In front of him, straw dummies with lances sit on wooden horses. Across from them, merrymen sit on real horses. Robin gives Will the signal. Will puts on a knight's helmet, sticks his lance out, and charges a separate dummy. He knocks it off its wooden horse. Then he rides over to Robin. Robin gives the merrymen a signal indicating it's their turn. The dummies wear homemade helmets made from huge restaurant supply size cans, Libby's fruit salad, Campbell's soup, etc. Slits have been cut out of their eyes and mouth. Their lances are tree branches. Their shields are garbage can lids. Robin gives a signal and the merrymen charge. Yah! The merrymen strike the dummies hard, but the dummies stay on their wooden horses, and all the merrymen are unceremoniously hurled to the ground. Robin and Will exchange a look of disbelief. The music suddenly stops.
I've got a good idea. Let's take the dummies into battle.
Dissolved to exterior Sherwood Forest Day. A sign hangs over the entrance of Sherwood Forest and reads Sherwood Forest Entrance. A group of well-dressed gentry on horseback enters the forest. Exterior Sherwood Forest Day. A sign hangs over the exit to Sherwood Forest. It reads Sherwood Forest Exit. The same group leaves the forest on bareback and in their skivvies. Dissolved to exterior path in the forest late afternoon. Driving a donkey cart is Rabbi Tuckman. Tuckman is a cute little man with a beard, long curly sideburns, and a big black beaver hat. On the back and side of Tuckman's donkey cart are barrels marked sacramental wine. The donkey is weaving down the path. He's obviously drunk.
Morris, if I catch you dipping into the sacramental wine again, I'm going to sell you to the Duke of Purina.
Morris, the donkey, turns back to Tuckman and snorts at him. He's been threatened before. Tuckman turns a corner and sees Robin, Achu, Blinkman, Little John, Will, and Merriman blocking his path. A large boulder is behind them.
Halt! You just have entered the territory of Robin, the Hood, and his merry men.
Bailies?
No. We're straight. But we're merry.
And whom might you be all decked out in your 4 screens?
I am Robin of Locksley.
Ah, Robert of Locksley. I've heard of you from far near. Locksley near. Just spoken with the maid Marian and the lady whose heart you've stolen. You prince of thieves, you.
You spoke with Maid Marian?
Of course. I knew her parents before they were taken by the plague. Lord and Lady Bagala. Oh, you and Marian were meant for each other. What a great combination. Locksley and Bagala.
And who are you, sir?
Tuckman stands.
Oh. I am Rabbi Tuckman, purveyor of sacramental wines and royal extraordinaire.
Tuckman lifts up his hat in a gesture of greeting. His long curly sideburns are attached to the hat.
Hello, boys.
A moil. What's a moil?
Hurts my throat. A moil is a very important guy. He performs circumcisions.
Pray tell, sir, what is a circumcision?
Oh, it's the newest rage. The ladies love it.
Merrymen raise their hands, expressing that they want a circumcision.
I want one.
I'll take 2.
Count me in.
I'm definitely not getting. What? How is it done?
Oh, it's easy.
Tuckman takes out a hand-sized guillotine and a carrot.
You take your little thing and you put it in here like this, and we.
Tuckman puts the carrot into the hole of the guillotine.
And then we.
He brings down the blade of the guillotine hard, cleanly slicing off the tip of the carrot.
Nip the tip.
Robin, Achu, Blinken, Little John, Will, and all the merrymen grab their crotches.
Oh.
So, whose voice?
Everyone makes excuses.
I changed my mind.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Hey, I forgot. I already got one.
I'm gonna have the guts to just say no. God.
Tuckman shrugs as he puts his little guillotine away.
Ah, gotta work with a younger crowd.
He looks over Robin and his group of men.
Listen, if I'm not being too inquisitive, would you mind telling me why your boys banded together?
We're in a revolt against Prince John.
You're right. He's revolting. That snake in the grass is super. I hate him. Pooh! Pooh! Pooh!
Unfortunately for Robin, Tuckman spits in his boots.
Sorry about that.
As Robin wipes his boot clean at the bottom of his leg.
Rabbi, you seem to be on the side of good. Will you join us and give us some of your wisdom, some of your counsel, and perhaps some of your wine?
It's a sacramental wine. It's only these things.
Noticing the men's disappointment.
Oh, wait, I got it. First things, the trees are thing, then let's bust the trees one by one until we get good.
They all cheer. Tuckman tosses them sacramental goblets and opens the spigot on one of the wine barrels. They fill their goblets as the wine flows freely. Little John pushes the boulder off the path. Dissolve 2. Interior Prince John's chambers. Day. Servants and royal attendants mill about. Prince John sits in a 12th century wooden jacuzzi. Steam rises from the bubbling water within.
More bubbles?
Woo! Pulls back to reveal 4 red-faced guards standing around the jacuzzi. They blow into the long wooden pipes that extend from their mouths into the water. As one servant collapses due to exhaustion, another takes his place.
Much better.
Rottingham enters the urgent news.
Sire, I must speak with you.
What are you looking at? It's not me, it's them.
Locksley struck again. He waylaid a caravan of gold, taking his taxes that was heading right for our pockets. I mean, treasury.
I'm so depressed, so depressed. For weeks he's been robbing us blind. Almost all our money is gone. Something isn't done soon, I'll go mad.
There, sire. I told you I'd dispose of Locksley. Worry not. I mean, not worry. I was right. Worry not. This is the 12th century.
Look, you're a warrior, I'm a warrior. It's what I do.
I have something to show you that will put you in a better mood. Follow me.
As Prince John begins to step out of the jacuzzi, a royal attendant immediately rushes over to him and places a thick, fuzzy royal robe around him. Prince John and Rottingham head out for the door. Exterior castle, portcullis day. Prince John's soldiers and Rottingham's guards patrol the castle. Servants and royal attendants pass back and forth and come in and out of the portcullis. We are close on Prince John's face.
So what is it?
We pull back to reveal Rottingham sitting in a big black catapult. Stacked next to the catapult sits a triangle of 6 boulders.
It's a stealth catapult. It can hurl one of these boulders over 100 yards, completely destroying anything it hits.
Prince John has been leaning against the catapult, toying with a little red rope noose hooked around a nail, and white lettering around it is a sign reading, "Don't touch." As he speaks, Prince John fidgets with the rope and unconsciously removes it from around the nail.
How does it work?
It's easy. All you do is just put a boulder right here where I'm sitting and pull this lever.
Wait,
Don't worry. The safety's on. See?
Rottingham pulls the lever and goes flying out of frame. With remorse, Prince John looks up at the sky. Interior latrine's tower room, same time she pulls a Murphy-type bed from the wall, kneels down next to it, and begins to pray.
Oh, oh Lord, if you see it fit to give me my one true love, the S of R. You know who I'm talking about. I won't poison anyone for 10 days.
Suddenly, Rottingham crashes through the roof, leaving an opening in the ceiling shaped exactly like Rottingham, and lands on top of Latrine's bed.
Thank you.
She jumps on top of Rottingham and smothers him with kisses.
Oh, my darling, my darling, my darling.
She starts humping him.
No, I have a headache.
He finally pries her loose and runs out of the room screaming.
I was that close. I felt it.
Interior, Prince John's chambers, evening. The jacuzzi is gone. The lights are down low. The Sheriff of Rottingham sits on one side of a table. His hands are folded in front of him. He is flanked by his elite guards. Pull back to reveal Don Giovanni, a godfather like Don. His silk clothes are broad-shouldered and tapered at the waist. His plumed hat is shaped like a 1920s fedora. Don Giovanni has what appears to be a sleeping Komodo dragon in his lap, which he strokes during the following conversation. He sounds somewhat like Vito Corleone from The Godfather.
Good evening, Don Giovanni.
Buonasera.
I can't thank you enough for coming here on such short notice, Don Giovanni, all the way from Jersey. But I thought this was going to be a secret meeting, entre nous. Who are these men?
Oh, he's my trusted associate. The finest hitman in all of Europe. Dirty Ezio to my right.
Dirty Ezio is tall, tough-looking, and filthy. Dirty Ezio opens up his doublet. His vest is stained and dirty. Strapped to his chest is a holster. Inside of his .44 Magnum, handheld folded crossbow.
And to my right, filthy Luca. Put the toys away.
Luca Pazzo is a big, powerful-looking man. Suddenly, Luca stands up, clears his throat, and steps towards Rottingham. He speaks very formally and stiffly.
We thank you for inviting us on the day of your daughter's wedding.
They all look around confused.
I hope her first child is a masculine child. We will be leaving you now Sheriff of Rottingham, because we know you are a very busy man and have many things to do. Arrivederci.
Shut up. Didn't even have a meeting yet. The speech is for the end.
Oh, yeah.
Luca sits back down.
Yeah, your ass. Because I understand that you've been bothered by this fruit, this Robin Hood who's running around the woods with like a bunch of Hinakoyas.
Not to mention stealing the heart of Maid Marian.
Now you like him rubbed out, eliminated, and then killed.
You've put it very succinctly.
It's like what?
Succinctly, it means perfectly.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Excuse me, Don Giovanni, your lizard seems to be limp.
Oh, to get old, it takes longer. Oh, you mean my lizard? No, he's just sleeping.
What type of lizard is that?
It's a Komodo dragon. I got him from a catalog. I used to have a pussy, but she died. She only scratched, but this guy's got a tail and he gets rambunctious. Bada bing, bada bong. It gets you right where you live, and then you sit down sometimes right between the eyes. But it's functional.
Dirty Ezio leans over with a thin, twisted cigar in his mouth, and Don Giovanni lights it by pressing the dragon's belly, releasing a long, thin stream of fire from its mouth.
When he wakes up, you take him for a walk. Normally, I would be honored to do you a service, but there's something that weighs heavy on my heart. In the 20 years we've been neighbors, England and Jersey, never once have you invited me over to your house for a medieval dimitas, a coffee and a ganu.
What? I'm coughing and I drool?
But coughing and drool? No, you'll have to part. I just came from the dentist. I still have the cotton balls in my mouth.
He takes out the cotton balls. Now he's talking clearly without mumbling, but still with a Mephisto type accent. He hands the cotton balls to Luca.
I will take these cotton balls from you with my hand and put them in my pocket.
Yeah, good.
Rottingham looks over towards Dirty Ezio.
Your other associate says very little.
My other associate says nothing. One of my friends cut his tongue out.
Good grief, why?
Because he did this.
Don Giovanni puts his thumb in his ears, waggles his fingers, and sticks out his tongue. Dirty Ezio shrugs.
My friend didn't like it when he did this. So he cut his tongue out. Come here, Dirty Enzo. Do this. I love teasing him.
Tell me, Don Giovanni,
That's me.
what exactly do you intend to do about Robin Hood?
Good question. I got a good answer. I have an idea. Tomorrow, you have a medieval fun and games. Tomorrow, make your archery contest the most important event. Advertise. The winner gets a golden bow and beautiful Marion blows him
Rottingham gasps in horror.
What?
a kiss. She blows him a kiss.
He blows a kiss. Rottingham heaves a sigh of relief.
You gotta let me finish my sentence. Now, Robin will not be able to resist
Why?
because we are gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
But
What?
I hate to make this public, but Robin is the finest archer in all the land.
What land? England, not the Meadowlands. Luca is good, better, best. Show him your archery medals.
Luca unbuttons his coat. Both sides are filled with ribbons and medals for archery, including one from NAA, National Aero Association.
Wow-wee!
Wee. So Luca beats Robin in the archery contest, and then Dirty Ezio makes Robin Hood no more.
Dirty Ezio takes out the 44 Magnum handheld crossbow and opens it with a loud click.
No more.
Alive. Jesus, they don't let you finish your sentence. Alive. Makes Robin Hood no more alive. All right, you want it in plain English? Robin Hood will be
Dead.
Oh my God, he spoke.
Exterior balcony dusk. As we hear the end of the preceding speech, the camera travels upward, discovering Marion in the upper balcony outside her bedroom. She is wearing a sexy nightgown, and she has heard everything. Interior Marion's bedroom dusk. Marion rushes in from the balcony. The room is dark and Broomhilda is asleep on the bed. Marion claps her hands. The candles go on, a la clap on, clap off.
Trying to get rid of my hat. One moment. Go away. How do you get rid of this hat?
Click none.
There we go. Oh, go away. So go away. There's a help on the foot.
Broomhilda sits up.
It's not my feet, I just took a breath.
Oh, no. Prince John and the sheriff have hired men to kill Robin. We must warn him immediately.
Marion and Broomhilda fling on their capes and head for the door.
But my lady, Prince John should see us.
You're right. We'll go out the bar.
Marion runs out the balcony and Broomhilda follows. Exterior Marion's balcony evening. Marion runs to the railing and whistles softly. Lady, a beautiful white horse, runs underneath the balcony and stops. Marion leaps from the balcony and makes a perfect landing side saddle. Broomhilda whistles, then yells. The horse, with an F on his forehead, trots underneath the balcony and stops. The horse looks up and sees Broomhilda plummeting towards him, and the horse whinnies. In the subtitles, we see, "She's got to be kidding." Then the horse steps aside, and Broomhilda smashes to the ground, leaving a large crater. She gets up, grabs the horse's rein, sticks her face right in the horse's.
Father Google, if I was you, I would never do that again. Any questions?
The horse gulps. Broomhilda gets on the horse, and she and Marion take off. Exterior Sherwood Forest, entrance to Robin's hideout night. Torches light up the area. Robin, on horseback, formerly seen 154. Probably shouldn't have read that. Passes underneath a lookout tower. Blinken is on the tower. He is surveying the area with his hand on his forehead.
Blinken? What you doing up there?
Guessing. I guess no one's coming.
Get down from there, you fool!
Blinken begins to descend.
I guess there's a ladder around here.
Blinken misses a step and falls down the ladder. Robin watches him fall to the ground.
Shit. I can see! I can see!
He excitedly turns around and promptly walks into a tree.
Nah, I still can't see.
A series of 4 tents, each one marked with "Ye Old Porter Privy" off the side, and flaps open at the exact same time, and Achu, Little John, and Will walk out. They struggle to pull up and straighten out their tights.
Blimey, these are hard to get up. Gotta be a man to wear these tights.
Boy, women are lucky. They don't have to wear these things.
Will, how my seams?
Perfect.
Every time.
In the background, we hear a musical cue, and suddenly they break into song. They are joined by a nearby group of merrymen, including Blinken. They sing the musical number, "We're Men in Tights."
All right. We're men in tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're men. We're men in tights.
We rough
We
and
rob
the
from the rich
rich
and give to the
poor.
poor.
That's right.
That's right. We may look like sissies, but watch what you say or else we'll put out your lights. We're men. We're men in tights. Always on guard, defending the people's rights. La 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 la. We're men, manly men. We're men in tights. Yes. We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're men, We're men in tights.
We
We
rob
rob
the
the
rich
rich
and give to the
poor.
poor. That's right.
We
may
may look like pansies,
But don't get
but
us
don't
wrong,
get us wrong, or else we'll put out your
light.
lights. We're
We're
men.
men.
We're men in
Men in
tights.
tights.
Tights. Always on time, defending the people's rights. When you're in a fix, just call for the man in tights.
We're Bush.
Oh wow.
The song ends. Marion and Broomhilda ride into camp and over to Robin.
Ian.
Robin helps Marion off her horse. Little John reaches up to help Broomhilda off her horse.
Allow me.
Oh, thank you.
She slips into Little John's arms, but her full weight is too much. Little John's knees buckle and he slowly falls to the ground with Broomhilda on top of him. Oy.
Oof, you're so sweet. Is there anything I can do for you?
Get off of me.
She gets up and picks up Little John and smashes him into her,
Oh.
holding him very tightly. Little John looks very scared.
I love big, strong men.
So do I.
Oh, what a shame.
Disappointed, she lets him go and leads her horse away. Robin shoots Little John a look.
I panicked.
Little John and Will exit. Robin turns to Marion.
Marion, what are you doing here?
I've come to warn you. Prince John and Rochingham have hired murderers to kill you in the fair tomorrow. You mustn't go.
That's easy. I won't.
I'm so happy. Oh, they were going to try to lure you there by having an archery contest.
Archery contest.
The archer is unbeatable.
Oh, really?
Please, Robin, please promise you won't go.
Okay, I promise you won't go.
Thank you.
But
Cool it.
chilled.
Robin and Marion begin to walk. We hear music waft into the scene. They stop behind a large white sheet that is hung on the laundry line. Robin stares into Marion's eyes. They're alone. It is a beautiful night, and they are in love. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Night is young, and you're so beautiful. B flat.
Marion closes her eyes, waiting for a kiss, but she's suddenly startled when Robin breaks into "The night is young and you're so beautiful."
The night. Sorry. The night is young, and you're so beautiful. Here among the shadows, beautifully. Open your heart. The scene is set. The breezes sing of it. Can't you get into the swing of it, late? When do we start? When the lady is kissable. It's cool. Any dream is permissible. In the heart of a foe. The mood is high, and you're so glamorous. And even if I'm over amorously, what can I do?
Ah.
I'm in love with
Merrymen in the camp stop what they are doing when they hear Robin sing. One person taps another, then that person taps another, and so on until the entire camp drifts in and sits down on logs. They watch as, on the white sheet, the screen, Robin sings to Marian, silhouetted on the white sheet. Full shot, the camp has been transformed into a movie theater, with rows and rows of people on logs watching the screen in front of them. A merryman takes popcorn for the crowd by roasting corns of cob on the fire, then passing them around. Achoo, Blinkin, Little John, and Will stand off to the side and sing harmony. Behind the white sheet, the screen, Robin continues to serenade Marian. He gets ready for the climactic note. As he readies himself, he grips his hand around his sword handle. He slowly pushes down on the handle as he hits the last note, and on the white sheet, aka the screen, Robin's sword appears to be an enormous erection. The audience gasps, "Wow!" Robin finishes the song and the audience breaks out into a wild applause. Some even wave lighted twigs in the air. Suddenly, the white sheet, aka the screen, falls down. Robin, unaware, leans in for a kiss, still holding onto his sword. The audience is disappointed when they all realize the erection was just Robin's sword. They voice their complaints. Ah, it's just his sword. Boo. As they get up and leave. Robin and Marian are once again alone. A moonlit lake glistens in the background.
I'm ready for that kiss now.
Oh, but first I must warn you, it could only be a kiss. For I am a virgin and I can never go all the way. Unless, of course, I was married. Or if a man pledged his endless love to me, or if I know he desperately cared for me, or if he was really cute.
And with that, Marian wraps her arms around Robin. Her cape opens ever so slightly, and
Underneath that, your cape.
Absolutely nothing.
excited, Robin moves forward to give her a hot, torrid kiss and feel her body against his, and cling! Robin's eyes momentarily cross as he moans and grabs his crotch in pain.
Except that I forgot to tell you about my chastity belt. It's never lost. What was that, darling?
Talk about hard luck.
Oh, darling, don't despair.
She walks around Robin, whispering in his ear.
For it is written in the scroll, one day he that is destined for me shall be endowed with the magical key and will bring an end to my virginity.
Oh, Marian. If only 'twere me.
If it were you, 'twould be terrific.
Their faces are inches apart. Robin leans in for a kiss, and their lips are about to meet when suddenly a broom tossed like a spear flies between them, its handle plunging into the trees, separating them. They look up and see Broomhilda sitting astride her horse with Marian's horse in tow.
No, Ching. Ching without the wedding ring. Come, my darling child, we have to fly.
But why?
Chastity belt check at 11 o'clock sharp.
Robin helps Marian onto her horse. They exchange one last look when Marian and Broomhilda ride off. Achoo, Little John, Blinkin, and Will walk over to Robin.
How'd things go with Marian?
Fine. Just fine.
Robin grabs a jug of water from Little John and pours it down the front of his pants. We hear a hissing sound and a cloud of steam rises from his crotch.
Thank you.
Robin exits. The four merrymen watch Robin walk away.
Where'd that steam come from? What?
Don't want to know.
I bet my last farthing that Robin will show up at the archery contest tomorrow.
How are we going to protect him? We can't go there. They'd recognize us straight away. We'll get arrested.
It's no good. We got to do something.
We go in disguise.
The others look at him like he's got 3 holes in his head.
Disguise?
I got a good idea.
Exterior Castle Portcullis Day. A banner hanging reads, Annual Spring Fair featuring Royal Archery Contest. The front lawn looks like a Renaissance fair. Games and contests abound. Vendors are selling their goods. A duke parks his horse and locks a bright orange bar around the horse's neck and hooves. On the bar, the words are, The Club. A Frenchman at a stand is selling
A bottle of water. Get a fresh, pure, and natural. A bottle of water.
An arrogant man and his friends walk by laughing.
Bottled water? Is he crazy? We can get it for nothing from the river.
He and his friends are now hysterical. The bottled water vendor is crestfallen. A French countryman comes over to him and puts a comforting arm around him.
Don't give up, Evian. One day your water will be sold in every supermarket in the world.
Oh, thank you, Perrier.
4 strange-looking women enter the fairgrounds. Upon further inspection, we realize that they are Archu, Little John, Blinken, and Will, dressed in disguise.
Never should have worn these shoes. They don't go with my purse.
Will notices that Blinken's breasts have slipped. Both are on the right side of his body.
You look like a bleeding Picasso.
Blinken puts his breasts on the right position. A slimy guard walks over to Little John, likes her look, and pinches her ass.
Hey, love. How's about a little snack?
The slimy guard purses his lips.
Sure, Ducky.
Little John smacks the slimy guard with the back of his hand. Ow! The slimy guard goes flying backwards and lands up against a tree. He looks amazed. Achu turns to the other girls.
Okay, girls, spread out. Keep your eyes peeled for Robin. We got to stop him from entering that archery contest.
They take off and walk past the stands, which are filled with spectators. Activities you see at a baseball game abound. People are studying their programs and vendors are selling their goods. The world-famous peanut vendor is tossing bags of peanuts at the customers. Several people in the stands are wearing pins that say, just say nay. In the royal box sits Prince John. Just below the box flanks, one on each side, are 2 royal trumpeters. They raise their horns and blow full blast right into Prince John's ears. His eyes cross slightly.
The Royal Archery Contest is about to begin. Archers, take your places.
Prince John scans the archery line. As archers, including Luca, begin to take their positions, each archer has a different colored arrow. Rottingham jumps into the royal box.
Don't see your Robin.
Not to worry, he's here, sire.
Rottingham pulls out a dagger to emphasize his point.
Locksley may get in, but he'll never get out.
Rottingham plunges his dagger into the wooden rail. He then struggles in vain to pull it out.
But which one is he?
Rottingham is still struggling with the dagger.
I don't know, he's in disguise. We'll know soon enough.
Exhausted, Rottingham gives up and takes his seat. Marian enters. As she takes her seat, she sees the dagger and easily dislodges it from the wooden rail. Marian?
That's me. Anyone belong to this?
Rottingham grunts, takes his dagger and replaces it in its sheath. Marianne takes her seat. Prince John leans over to Rottingham.
Are you prepared?
Rottingham motions towards exterior tower. We see a face peering out through a slit. It is Dirty Ezio. Interior tower, we see a sign which reads Royal Folio Depository. Dirty Ezio opens a violin case, pulls out sections of crossbows, and begins to screw them together. He then puts on the scope and shoulder harness. Exterior royal box. Prince John likes what he sees.
Good, good.
In another section of the fair, Robin's men scan the line of archers.
I didn't show. Thank God. Let's go home.
He's about to leave when a Chew stops him.
Take out the third archer on the left.
They all look at the archery line. An old man stands ready to shoot. He's wearing a bad disguise, a hump, and bears a striking resemblance to Robin. Will turns to a Chew and...
The old man, are you crazy?
Yeah, I'm crazy. As crazy as he is wearing that locket.
Camera zooms into the old man's locket. Sure enough, it is the usual locket that only Robin wears. Robin's men realize it is indeed Robin.
Crazy. Gotta stop it.
The royal trumpeter lifts his flag.
Archers to the line.
Robin steps to the line.
Ready. Aim. Fire.
He drops the flag and the archers fire, and a green arrow and a red arrow hit their marks. The royal trumpeter reviews the line of archers.
The 2 archers that hit the bullseye may stay. All the rest, bugger off.
One target is carried back to a more challenging distance as all the archers walk away but 2, Luca and the old man. In the royal box, Rottingham leans over to Prince John and...
There he is. The old man is Locksley.
What was that, Prince John?
He sure fooled me.
Marion is surprised and upset to see Robin is there.
Have Luca Pazzo disgrace him and then Dirty Ezio kill him.
Rottingham leans over the royal trumpeter, number 1.
Let the old man go first.
Prince John and Marion look at him inquisitively.
The old man may go first.
Robin bows, steps to the line, and Robin places the arrow into his bow, draws it back, and fires. The arrow hits the very center of the bullseye, and Rottingham calmly stands up.
Well done, Robin of Locksley.
The old man acknowledges that he is indeed Robin by whipping off his disguise. He bows to the crowd as they cheer, cha-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. In the royal box, Prince John is very upset.
Look what you've done, you idiot. Now he's even more of a hero to the people. If we kill him, this crowd will become an angry mob and tear us to pieces.
Luca Pazzo still has a shot.
But he hit the very center of the bullseye.
Wait and watch.
Rottingham motions to Luca. Luca steps to the line, checks the wind with a wet finger, sights his arrow, and fires. The arrow speeds towards the target and splits Robin's arrow in 2. The crowd is astonished.
He split Robin's arrow in twain.
The crowd goes wild. Spectators rush out from the stands and lift Luca onto their shoulder. Robin turns towards the crowd, stunned. The crowd begins booing him. Robin is heartbroken.
Lost? I lost? I'm not supposed to lose. Let me see the script.
Robin reaches back into his quiver, but instead of pulling out an arrow, he pulls out his copy of Robin Hood Men in Tights. It is the brown leather cover, and it is wrinkled, dog-eared, and highlighted. As he thumbs through it, his men rush over to him.
Come on, man, time to fly. Yesterday you're a hero, today you're a 0.
Achu grabs Robin by the arm and starts to pull him off the past and the booing and heckling crowd, who are also pelting Robin with assortment of vegetables. Blinken gets hit with with lettuce, then a tomato.
Oh, God. They've opened the salad bar.
What? That's the shot.
Robin tosses the script aside as... in the royal box. Maria?
What is that noise? Did Robin get another shot?
Prince John and Rottingham look up from their copies of the script.
He does.
Marianne drops to her knees and pumps her fist back.
Yes!
Quick! Eliminate him before he shoots!
Rottingham signals. Dirty Ezio, who lines up Robin in a scope sight. He gently squeezes the trigger and the arrow flies towards its mark. Lincoln suddenly reaches out and grabs the arrow just inches away from Robin's head. Robin, Achu, Will, and Little John are amazed.
How'd you do that?
I heard that coming from a mile away.
Very good, Blinken. Very good.
Very what? Who's talking?
Robin dashes back to the shooting line, pulls his arrow back, and aims towards the target. He's just about to fire when Luca Pazio kicks him in the leg. Robin falls backward. In slow motion, the arrow takes off in the wrong direction. It starts doing a loop around the stands, and in slow motion, everyone stops what they're doing and follows the flight of the arrow as, in slow motion, Prince John, Rottingham, Dirty Ezio, and Luca laugh at Robin's misguided shot. But the arrow zooms into the stands. As it passes, people stand up and sit down to get out of its way. This motion creates a wave. The arrow flies behind the target, then suddenly the arrow in the target explodes out, leaving Robin's Patriot shining in the very center of the bullseye. The palace goes nuclear. The spectators holding Luca up drop him to the ground and rush to Robin. Rottingham jumps up, runs out of the box, and points to Robin.
Arrest him!
A half dozen of Rottingham's guards go to grab Robin, but the crowd looks angry and ready to revolt in order to rescue their hero.
Loxley's a traitor to the crown. I have an eyewitness.
Oh.
Him.
He points to a helpless, frightened villager who looks around, then points to himself.
Yes, you. Come here.
The frightened villager goes over to Rottingham. Rottingham grabs him and puts his sword across his throat.
Will you please tell these good people in your own words, without any threats, pressure, or coercion of any kind, what you told me Robin Hood did with the money he stole?
What's he done with it?
He's kept it all for himself.
He's kept it all for himself.
The villagers are stunned. We hear, "I'm shocked. Can you believe it? His neighbor said he was such a nice boy." And they walk away hurt and disappointed. A philosophical villager says,
It's always the quiet ones.
Marion tries to stop them.
No, it's not true. Robin is a...
Prince John grabs her and covers her mouth, and
Traitor! Robin is a traitor!
the crowd leaves. Marion watches sadly. Robin's men watch helplessly as Rottingham's guard grab hold of Robin and bring him over to Prince John and Rottingham.
Robin the Hood, for your crimes against the crown, you shall be hanged by the neck until you're dead.
Rottingham walks up to Robin and puts his face in Robin's.
It is going to be so much fun to watch you dangle from the gallows. First, your face will turn blue. Then your eyes will bulge out of their sockets. Your tongue will be bloated, and you'll suffocate from lack of air, like this.
Rottingham pantomimes being hanged. He starts turning blue, his eyes bulge from their sockets, and he gasps for air. Marion walks up to him.
If you promise not to kill Robin, I shall do the most disgusting thing I can think of.
What's that?
I'll marry you.
What? You'll be mine? You'll give yourself to me every night and sometimes right after lunch?
Yes, but only my body. You shall never have my heart, my mind, or my soul.
Well, you can't have everything.
Robin lunges for Rottingham, but the guards hold him back.
Take him away.
As the guards drag Robin away.
But if it's worth it, Marion, don't do it! Don't do it!
Rottingham snickers. Broomhilda takes Marion and they sadly head towards the castle. Prince John calls over a royal attendant.
Send word to one and all, and all and one, that before the day is out, there shall be a wedding or a hanging. Either way, we should have a lot of fun, eh?
The royal attendants take off. Prince John and Rottingham walk off happily. Achu turns to Blinken, Little John, and Will.
Badly outnumbered.
What can we do?
get the villagers.
Villagers? They're not ready to fight.
Hey, we're choiceless. Blinken, what's the fastest way to reach villagers?
Why don't we fox it to them?
Good thinking.
Little John reaches into the wagon and pulls out a fox. Achio quickly scribbles a note, attaches it to the fox, and places it in the ground. The fox runs like hell towards Sherwood Forest. Robin's men tear off their dresses, revealing their normal merryman uniforms. Dissolved to exterior castle portcullis day, a big crowd is gathered to watch the ceremony, and hanging a wedding altar stands next to a hanging platform. In the stands, a woman selling flower yells,
Flowers for wedding or hanging, suitable for both occasions.
Robin stands over a trapdoor at the hanging platform. A hangman who wears a leather helmet with a little hangman patch stuck all over it reaches towards a group of nooses. They have neck sizes on them.
What are you, about a 14 and a half?
He laughs and places the size 14 and a half noose around Robin's neck.
That's the idea.
A young flower maiden skips down a red carpet, throwing flowers onto the crowd. The abbot, a pompous personage dressed in a magnificent robes and cap, nods at people as he walks down the path. He greets them with,
Good morrow. Good morrow. Good morrow.
James Abbott.
Oh, welcome, Abbott.
Hello, Abbott.
a cute chubby guy who looks like Lou Costello yells out.
Hey, Abbott.
I hate that guy.
The abbot takes his place at the altar. He is followed by Rottingham, a beat, and Here Comes the Bride is being played by a lady organ player on a pipe organ. The young man pumps the pipe organ from underneath. The lady organ player turns to the camera and...
No, it's only the 12th century. The song hasn't been written yet.
Marian, escorted by Prince John, comes down the aisle. Despite the fact that Marian looks like a very unhappy woman, the crowd still cheers. Guests comment on, "Oh, how beautiful she looks. What a lovely bride she is," etc., etc. Prince John hands Marian to Rottingham. He walks a reluctant Marian up to the abbot, and they stand before him. For the first time, she sees Robin with the noose around his neck. Marian turns to Rottingham.
What's going on?
Just in case you change your mind, my dear.
Marian shifts her eyes to Robin. Their eyes meet and do not leave each other.
I shall conduct the opening prayer in the New Latin.
He opens the Bible and looks up towards the heaven.
O ordle, ivesque orie essens ble. Amen.
Amen.
The abbot closes the Bible.
We are gathered here today to witness the marriage of Mervyn, the sheriff of... Mervyn? Your name is Mervyn?
The abbot and the crowd burst out laughing.
Shut up.
They do.
Please continue, Abbott.
Okay, Mervyn.
The abbot snickers and covers it by clearing his throat.
Do you, Sheriff of Nottingham, take Maid Marian of Belial to be your lawfully wedded wife? To love and to hold in sickness and in health, till death do you part?
Do I? I do.
We also see Robin mouth the words, "I do, I do."
And do you, Marian, vow all the stuff I just said to him? I hate repeating myself.
Marian doesn't say a word.
Say I do, or Robin dies.
He motions to the hangman, who pulls the rope tighter around Robin's neck, choking him. Marian looks straight into Robin's eyes and says, Suddenly, Achu fires an arrow and the rope holding Robin is cut in half. And Marion sees this miracle and
I do not.
Robin pulls the rope from around his neck. The hangman dashes down the stairs and runs for his life as Robin's men jump up onto the platform and join him. They stand ready to fight.
Great shot. Actually, I was aiming for the hangman.
Marion tries to run, but Runningham grabs her by the wrist.
Arrest them, seize them, stop them.
Hurt them!
6 of Runningham's guards formally draw their swords, leap onto the platform, and rush towards Robin and his men.
On the count of jump. Jump!
Robin, Achu, Blinken, Little John, and Will jump up and grab hold of the scaffold. The guards run beneath them, swords out, and fall off the other side. We see the guards all in a line, suspended on their swords, which are stuck in the ground at a 45-degree angle, feet in the air. A squad of Prince John's archers appear on the castle wall. Blinken pulls out a sack of bows and hands one to each to Robin, Achu, Little John, and Will. Then he tosses the sack aside.
What about the arrows?
They'll be coming any moment. First, turn your bows thusly.
They all flip their bows around the way Blinken shows them. Blinken jumps out to the center of the platform and taunts the enemy archers and that line of parapets of the castle.
Ya!
Prince John archers fire their arrows. Blinken hits the deck yelling,
Incoming!
Robin, Achu, Little John, and Will immediately flip their empty bows around and hold them out. The archers' arrows are embedded inside each bow. Then Robin, Achu, Little John, and Will flip the bows around and fire the archers' own arrows right back at them. All of the Prince John's archers who duck down quickly to save their lives. The portcullis opens and out charges a phalanx of Prince John's knights. They thunder on their mighty horses towards the merrymen, their armor glistening brightly in the afternoon sun. They pull down their visors and raise their deadly lances for the kill. It looks bad when, lo and behold, from out of the woods, Robin Hood's knights rush to the fore. They carry the wooden horses from Robin and Will's jousting lesson on their backs. Sitting on top of the wooden horses are the straw dummies. The straw dummies wear the makeshift Dole, Libby's, and Campbell's, etc. helmets on their heads. In their hands, they hold the garbage can like shields and forest lance. They charge forward in answer to the challenge. Closer and closer, the two opposing sides approach. One by one, Prince John's knights raise their visors and laugh in disbelief at what is heading their way. The horsemen and dummies clash. Ching, pow, bing, bang, and one fell swoop, Robin's motley crew unseats Prince John's knights, who all go crashing to the ground in their armor. A great cheer rises to the crowd. Rodingham turns to Marion.
I shall not have you married or anyway.
What?
Married or not, I shall have you anyway.
Rodingham begins to drag Marion away, and Rodingham rips a red and gold tablecloth off of a nearby table and quickly wraps Marion in it. He heaves her over his shoulder and carries her off towards the castle. How he can do that but couldn't get a dagger out of the damn wood. Prince John runs to his throne and crouches behind in terror.
Please tell me it's a bad dream. Tell me it's a bad dream. Someone pinch me and wake me up.
A royal attendant standing nearby pinches him.
Hey, what are you, crazy? It's an expression.
Achu rushes over to Robin, who's looking around for Marion.
Rodingham's got Marion. He's gonna deflower her in the tower.
Quick, follow me. We've got to save her.
Interior tower room day. Rodingham bursts through the door, rolls out the carpet with Marion inside, and slams the door shut as he blocks it out with several pieces of furniture.
Sorry, we don't have enough time for romance, my dear.
He leaps on Marion.
Ah, consider this foreplay.
He rips open her dress, exposing her halter and chastity belt.
A chastity belt? That's gonna chafe my willy.
Yes, and only he who possesses the key can open it.
Can open it, can open it, can open it.
Rodingham runs to a drawer and pulls out a can opener. He tries to pry open the lock, but this is of no use. The can opener breaks.
This thing's worthless.
He tosses aside and looks around for something else. Exterior castle, portcullis day. Robin steps into a catapult and points to an open window in the tower.
Hurry, she's right up there.
Achu aims the catapult at the tower's open window.
Man, are you sure this thing's gonna work?
I've calculated my weight, height, and distance. It's all been measured to the science. I can't miss. Okay, let her go.
Achu cuts the cord and Robin blasts into the air and flings right towards the tower window. Interior tower window day, Marion is still laying down. Rottingham stands over her using a jackhammer to try and break the lock off. They are both bouncing and shaking like crazy.
No matter what you do, I'll never submit.
Robin comes flying through the open window like Superman. But his momentum carries him right through the room and out the opposite window. That was we hear crash, clang, bop, clang. Rottingham stops jackhammering and looks around but doesn't see a thing.
What was that?
Nothing.
Achu, seeing Robin fly out the opposite window.
So much for science.
Exterior castle portcullis day, Robin is lying on his back. Blinken stands over him.
Landed on my wallet. There's got to be an easier way.
Usually, in order to get from the bottom of something to the top, they build a thing called stairs.
Of course. Why did I think of that?
Robin rushes into the bottom of the tower and up the stairs. Interior tower room day, Rottingham is still jackhammering away. Suddenly, furniture flings away from the door as Robin bursts into the room. Rottingham stops jackhammering. He turns to Marion and smiles warmly.
Forgive the interruption, my darling. I'll dispatch your love and then come back and finish the job.
Rottingham tosses the jackhammer aside and draws his sword.
Death to the death.
My pleasure.
During this short sword fight, sparks literally fly wherever they miss each other and hit each other. The stone walls or metal objects within the room.
One of our swords has a short in it.
Then Rottingham swings at Robin. Robin ducks back, but the blade slices through the leather thong holding Robin's sacred locket. In slow motion, the locket flies into the air and smashes into the stone wall. The lock explodes into a million pieces, and out comes a key. A ray of sunlight beams through the stained glass windows, radiating from the key as it turns over and over. Robin, Marion, and Rottingham watch the key in awe. The magical key, still in slow motion, falls end over end until finally it lands directly into the lock of Marion's chastity belt. Perfect fit. Marion drops her knees and pulls her fist back in victory.
Yes. Oh,
It is the key to the greatest treasure in all the land.
and it's just the right size. That means you've always been my one true love.
It's not the size that counts, it's the how you use it.
Robin, still facing Marion, is charged by Rottingham.
Reuben, watch out!
Robin spins around, falls to one knee, and thrusts out his sword. Rottingham's momentum carries him right into the sword. He looks down at the sword stuck in his chest.
Not so bad.
He turns around and sees that the tip of the sword has gone right through his back.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
He falls backward onto the ground, leaving the sword in Robin's hand. Latrine rushes into the room, pushes Robin and Marion aside, and takes Rottingham into her arms.
Oh, my darling, beloved sheriff, you've been run through. How do you feel?
Punctured.
He looks up and sees a white light.
I'm dying, I can tell. I see the white light and my life flashing before my eyes.
How does it look?
I can't tell. It's overexposed.
You don't have to die. I have a magic pill that will save your life. I'll give it to you if you promise to marry me and be mine forever.
Mm.
He thinks, and we mean thinks. This is a long, long, long pause until finally.
Well,
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 I'm thinking. Oh, all right.
Latrine produces a roll of lifesavers and shoves one into Rottingham's mouth. Suddenly, Rottingham sits up in her arms. He is in perfect health.
What? I'm feeling something I've never felt before in my entire life. Utter fear.
Latrine grabs him by the boots and starts dragging him out of the room. She stops at the door and turns to camera.
so happy. I've always wanted to marry a copper.
She exits as Rottingham gives one last scream. Robin and Marion turn to each other.
I love you, Robin of Locksley.
I love you, Marion of Big Al.
Oh,
Robin sweeps her off her feet, carries her over to the bed, and kneels down beside her. Marion guides Robin's hand to the key. Robin takes a deep breath. He's about to turn the key when Broomhilda bursts into the room.
Wait! You're not married yet! Before you do it, you must go through it!
They stop.
Or I blew it.
Exterior castle portcullis day. Robin and Marion and Broomhilda come running out of the tower and over to Tuckman. Little John is holding on to a scared Prince John.
Marius, and make it quick.
okay, do you, Robin?
I do.
Oh shit. And do you, Marion? I do. Good. Now I pronounce you a man and
I object.
asked.
It's King Richard, back from the Crusades.
Everyone turns around and sees King Richard propped up on the back of a wagon tied to a huge cross. A dozen of King Richard crusaders are with him. All of Prince John's soldiers and Rottingham's guards, archers, etc., toss their weapons into a pile and kneel in allegiance to King Richard.
Yo, my main king, how'd the crusading go?
Well, you win some, you lose some.
What happened to you, Massa?
Oh, nothing. This is the cross I bear for leaving my beloved England in the hands of my hated despotic brother. Would someone please untie me?
Two of his men quickly untie him. He walks over to Prince John, solemnly removes his crown from his head, and gives it to one of his aides.
You are no longer worthy of wearing the sacred symbol of authority.
Please have mercy on me, brother. It wasn't my fault. I got some really bad advice from Rottingham.
Robin, Achu, and the Merrymen et al. Start coughing.
Bullshit!
My brother, you have surrounded your given name with a foul stench. From this day forth, all toilets throughout the land shall be known as Prince John's. Wait, too long. John's.
No!
Take him to the Tower of London. Make him part of the tour.
Prince John is dragged away by King Richard's guards.
Wait, you don't understand. I have an appointment with my dentist at 4:30. I'm having a root canal.
King Richard turns to Robin. Robin kneels. Richard takes out his sword.
Robin, the news of your great deeds has reached me even in Jerusalem. England owes you and your men a great deal of gratitude. Henceforth, all of your family's rights and lands shall be restored, and you shall rule all of Sherwood from this day forth.
King Richard knights Robin.
Arise, Sir Robin of Locksley.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Oh, oi! The Sacramento, oi! Excuse me, King. You don't like this guy so much. Why'd you object to it? Marion made Marion.
I have no objections. It's just that I haven't kissed the bride yet. It is custom, and it is my royal right.
Richard steps up to Marion and holds out his arm. She rises, then Richard takes Marion in his arms, bends her over backwards, and gives her a long, passionate kiss.
It's good to be the king.
When Richard finishes, he walks Marion over to Robin.
Oh. Now you may marry her.
Robin and Marion face Tuckman.
Lady Marion, Sir Robin, and now pronounce you man and wife.
Robin takes Marion into his arms, a beat, and then finally they kiss tenderly. Everyone cheers.
We need room for the babies.
Achu, Blink, and Little John, Will, and Broomhilda hug Robin and Marion. Broomhilda hugging everyone. Then Robin hands Achu his magnificent sword.
For my first order of business, I proclaim you the new Sheriff of Rottingham.
What?
A black
black
sheriff?
sheriff?
Why not? It worked in Blazing Saddles.
They all applaud. Achu slides the sword into his sheath.
Congratulations.
Little John and me will be your deputies.
And I'll be the judge. Justice is blind.
Robin and Marion jump onto their horses. Powerful music. The theme song starts playing. They turn their horses around. Tied to the horses' tails are cans and pieces of cloth reading, "Just Married." Everyone waves goodbye as Robin and Marion ride off into the sunset. Roll credits. Over the credits we see exterior Robin's family castle establishing night. Interior Robin's family castle master bedroom night. Robin carries Marion inside. He gently places her down on the bed, takes the key from around his neck, and places it into the lock. He turns it, but it doesn't work. Tries again. Nothing. Jiggling the key. Tries again. Nothing. Still trying.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
What?
I don't think this is the right key.
As Robin tries the key yet again, we fade to
We
black.
better call a locks. We'd better call a locksmith.
Off stage, we hear various castle guards calling out,
Call the locksmith.
Call the locksmith.
end.
Yay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. Everyone was so amazing, and have a wonderful night. Goodbye forever.